Pace bene, my brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Portiuncula Franciscan Hermitage and Retreat Center. I'd like to talk today about the real presence. The real presence of Jesus Christ, His body and blood on the altar during the sacrifice of the Mass. You know, oftentimes I'm talking to our youth, or even adults for that matter, and bring up the Mass and go, oh, they just roll their eyes and say, boring. Well, that's simply because they're ignorant. Now, notice I didn't say that they were dumb or stupid or anything like that. Ignorance means simply that you have not been educated on that particular subject. So that's our responsibility now, is to educate our youth and the adults, because there are an awful lot of adults that do not understand the real presence of Jesus Christ on that altar. I've seen during the consecration many adults get up and go to the bathroom. Just get up and leave and turn their back on Jesus Christ and go to the bathroom. They don't know. That's all. They just don't know. I've been to youth masses at Franciscan University of Steubenville, where the power of God sweeps across these kids and they are just overwhelmed. They're caught up. There's an awesomeness that takes over their very being. The realization that they are before their God, live in front of them. I've taken communion to the sick in the hospitals. God bless these men and women. They will break down and weep when they receive the presence of Jesus Christ in the form of bread. Weep. They understand. Oh, you may have heard the worst homily in the world. It may have been just exactly that, boring. But we don't go to Mass simply to hear someone beat their gums. Now, it's really great when you get a real good homilist. When you hear a great speaker talk about God. Yes, don't get me wrong, that's really great. But the primary purpose is to receive the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ in the sacrifice on the altar. That's the real purpose. But you know, I liken it to when I was in Germany. The Germans had no idea why in the world Americans loved the game of football. Two different colored jerseys running up and down a striped field, chasing a crazy looking little ball around. They couldn't understand it. But they didn't know the guidelines. They didn't know the parameters. They didn't know what the 5-yard line was. They didn't know what the yard markers. They didn't know what the end zones were. So how could they appreciate it? They didn't know what it was all about. I respectfully submit to you that's the reason that people don't understand the real presence in the Eucharist. That Jesus Christ is present. Simply because the people don't know. And it's up to us to educate the people. And it's up to the people to educate themselves. If you've never read the Bible before, pick it up and read it. I would recommend starting at John, read it all the way through. And then read John all the way through the second time. And then go back to Matthew and read it all the way through to the end of the book before you even begin to tackle the Old Testament. And you will understand more fully the real presence of Jesus Christ on that altar. So until next time, my brothers and sisters, Pace bene. The peace of the Lord be with you. Ciao.